Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Hope you're having a lovely day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone it is for you. Welcome to more coverage of the Breath of the Wild 80% tournament. Today we have Harmjan versus MoistGoolash, and your commentator for today is Crazy AZ. Crazy AZ, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Yes, happy time zone to you all. Um, it's very fun to see this tournament and how international it is. We actually have um, two runners from different countries today, MoistGoolash from Canada and Harmjan from the Netherlands. Um, I myself am in the US, so all over the world, and I'm sure you all are too, and I'm excited to watch this match between the two of them. Uh, a little bit about where we are in the tournament. This is winners bracket round 2. Both of these runners won their first round matchups in order to be here. MoistGoolash came in as the second seed and beat the Katchiken to be here, and Harmjan came in as the 18th seed and actually had an upset over Elox, the 15th seed, in order to get here. So already seeing some upsets. That's super cool. Harm will be seeking a second upset today while going against Moist. So excited to watch it. Both of our runners have started off here. Just a little note on the timing. For those of you who are less familiar, for these races, we start timing when the runners start and click the new game button. But if you're comparing it against our leaderboard timing, the leaderboard starts when you first gain control of Link, which will be at about the minute 7 mark on the timer here. So a lot of the runners will sort of think of their time based on how we would time it on the leaderboard, but for these races, makes sense to have them start when clicking new game. And they are just about to gain control of Link here. Good start, grabbing the Sheikah Slate. We notice that they are both playing with the French text, and if I give a listen in, it sounds like I hear that Moist is in Italian, and I would assume that Harm is too. Just some free little time save there by getting the languages right, both for text and some of the voice cutscenes that we'll hear later. And up first, we have our very first trick of the run, which is the scope clip out of SOR. Nice, very fast from both our runners. Cool little trick there to use the scope to get Link to instantly turn around and clip out of bounds if you wedged him tightly into a corner. And so this first section here is going to be our runners collecting a good number of items that they will need pretty much for all of Plateau. They won't be getting many other things. Oh, I see Moist picking up peppers. Harm skips them, interestingly enough. I don't... Oh, my. Moist is going to have to reload because he did not get the spear that he needed. There's a bit of a race there to get the weapons before the Bokos do. So the runners, will whistle at certain times as they run down in order to get the Boko's attention, in order to make grabbing those more consistent, which is why you see Moist running back up the hill to whistle there, give him the time. Could come down. That first Boko is ahead of the pack, but should be... There he goes, he gets it. Harm just collected Skew and does the second type of clip of the run, doing a field clip through the side of the Temple of Time there, through that window. And then he's going to do our first real movement glitch, which is the Bow Lift Smuggle Slide, or BLSS. Very nicely set up there. BLSS is one of the two main movement glitches that we have that you'll be seeing continuously throughout this run. Moist opts for the scope clip into Temple of Time, which when combined with a slightly different shield clip called an ESC on bombs is a little bit faster. Harm is struggling with the traditional shield clip into bombs, but succeeds there. And is still ahead of Moist after the reload. Oh my, Moist not getting off the fall damage cancel there is going to... Who knows where he's going to load back to. Hopefully he got the autosave from opening the chest in Temple of Time. But given that he already had a manual reload, sometimes the game mixes up where it's going to put you. And okay, he is still in Temple of Time. Because I was slightly worried he could end up back up on the hill before even getting the pot lid. Alright, off he is again. Harm has collected our first rune of the run, the bombs rune, which is extremely useful. Oh my, now Moist... Okay, he manages to avoid the Guardian sight in that cutscene. Ooh, Harm showing off the first wind bomb, but it doesn't quite go the way he wants it to. This is the little bit slower but more consistent strat than the gamer wind bomb that you can do inside bombs, where he will do a wind bomb that only takes him half of the way, and then a BLSS over to the monk. And that finishes the first shrine. Be curious to see if Moist goes for the gamer wind bomb. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why he picked up the peppers, is that he can go for the gamer wind bomb, and if it looks like it would kill him, he'll eat the peppers to survive it. A little bit about the outline of the run for people who may be less familiar. Breath of the Wild any percent sort of has two halves to it. The first is the Great Plateau, which is somewhat of the tutorial section of the game. It doesn't let you leave the Great Plateau. Very nice gamer wind bomb there by Moist. Good time save and way to catch up. The game doesn't let you leave the Great Plateau until you've completed all 4 shrines, at which point it's then an open world, and because this is any percent, they will be going straight to castle to fight the boss and beat the game. We are about to get the definitive answer to whether this is Amiibo here. Well, not necessarily, but if this were an Amiibo run, it'd be very likely for our runners to scan right here. You can only activate the Amiibo once you've gotten the first rune, and so Harm is going to scan Amiibo, and what he's looking for is certain fish that will provide an attack up. Oh no, he opens the chest, gets 5 ice arrows. Of the gifts you can receive from the chest, that's not terrible, but that is a small time loss to opening it. It's also not quite the type of fish he wants, getting a couple extras, but as long as he has the 1 carp and the 1 porgy, that is enough attack up fish to make the attack up meal that is necessary for beating the bosses. Moist gonna try his hand at the Amiibos. I see. Oh, he's got multiple porgies, so that'll be good. And the carp, so that'll be a small time save of not having to pick up the attack up mushroom in castle later on. We see our second BLSS of the run, and really demonstrating the power of this bombs rune because it provides an object that you can pick up to perform the BLSS anywhere. Very clean BLSS and clips from both our runners. Ooh. Sorry, Moist, shouldn't have said that. Third try on the elevator clip's not too bad. This is the second rune, the Magnesis rune. Mostly only useful in this shrine, but our runners will use it slightly later to grab a bow off a wall. There are multiple strats for the inside of this shrine as well. Looks like Harm is opting just to run through it, which is the most consistent and sort of easiest strat, but also on the slower side compared to some of the faster strats that are available. But he executes it well, manages to avoid getting shot, and then he's going to blow himself up with a bomb here in order to get rid of Ragdoll Glitch. Moist doing the wind bomb inside, gets over to the end. Looks like he was a little worried about dying, so he ate some food to survive that fall. And our runners are pretty close. Harm's got a small lead, about the length of a monk dialogue section. And the up next is the Stasis Shrine, which is going to follow this similar pattern of you got BLSS over to the next shrine, do some wind bombs in it. But with the extra challenge here of the tree wind bomb that is coming up. BLSS is a very useful movement tool for flying large distances, but its main drawback is that it only keeps you at the same height you were already at. You can't use it to gain height. And so Stasis Shrine being so much higher up off the ground than Magnesis, they're going to have to perform a wind bomb here to get up this cliff. And Harm just barely clears it, but does, which is great to see. And, oh man, Moist also trying to make this a scary watch. Ooh. Didn't quite get the clip in, so he's going to re-get skew and attempt the clip with that new skew. Stasis rune here is another rune that is mostly used in its own shrine. They're going to use it here in order to freeze the cog. And then yet another shrine where there's sort of the way that you can run through it, or two different wind bombs that people do, of varying level of difficulty and speed. Harm looks like he's just going to run straight through it because he unfreezed the cog in order to freeze up the boulder here. I'd suspect that Moist will be going for one of the wind bombs. So he's opting for the harder wind bomb, which is the one from that platform there, and executes it perfectly, and that's going to have us very close to tied up. Harm with the slight edge still. But we see Moist's higher risk, higher speed strats starting to get him back into it after a rockier start. Next up here, I guess this will be a second uses of stasis in all likelihood. Harm here is going to stasis the boulder, whereas, wow, Moist going for pulling out all the stops, doing the hardest strats. That cliff wind bomb there is not an easy one, particularly the pressure it puts on you food-wise, though he has enough extra fish that he picked up from the amiibo that he's probably not so worried about the food situation. And that has put him in the lead, skipping the boulder ride for the cliff wind bomb. And a very nice ESC too, to clip in that front very quickly. I'm also going to go for this ESC. And gets in cleanly. Very nice. Glad to see no one got scammed by the ESC. But now Moist has taken the small lead. A little bit of thoughts on the cliff wind bomb. If I had to guess what Moist would say, he'd say that he can identify before he detonates the bomb if the cliff wind bomb is going to be good. And so he will do the bomb drops, and if it looks bad, he'll just bail out and not blow them up. And because he has the extra food from the amiibo, which you wouldn't do in an absolute fastest run, but he picked up extras for the race, he feels fine going, doing that trick, and that he can eat if necessary. Another nice wind bomb inside the shrine there for Moist. Harm as well. The Cryo Rune will not be used at all in this run, barring something's going quite wrong. But we still have to get it, because the game does not let you beat the shrine without picking up its associated rune. Alrighty, and this will just about end the plateau section of this race. There's one last BLSS on plateau to get to the Temple of Time, where our runners will receive the paraglider, and the world will become their oyster. They can go wherever they like. And where they like in any percent is the castle to beat Ganon. Very nice step up there from Moist. Some of the more subtle things that our runners are doing is really like when you set up your BLSS and walk into the ledge that creates the step up to start it. Oh my. Moist ragdoll. Oh my goodness. He's gonna survive. Just barely. That was a tough ragdoll. I didn't see close enough what happened, but when our runners perform a fall damage cancel, what they're doing is sort of resetting the height which the game thinks they are falling from. And so he may have done the fall damage cancel a little too early, to the point where he was falling from low enough that it didn't kill him, but he still hit the ground and took some damage and ragdolled in a pretty precarious situation. Good job not dying there, surviving with the quarter heart. And with that, Harm has taken the lead. Our runners finishing plateau with a low 16 on the timer here, which in our leaderboard timing would be an even lower 15, which is pretty solid. We see two different BLSS spots that our runners are going for, but both of them will now be going to castle. Harm with the lead, but on this long of a BLSS, your technique does matter to a point where, you know, whoever is faster at accelerating up and maintaining the highest speed below the speed cap, there's some rooms to make up ground here. And then we will be hoping for both of our runners that the castle gate does not load. In this case, our runners are, you know, trying to go so fast that, ooh, we see that Harm bailed out of his BLSS a little early, and because Moist took it all the way to the gate, he's actually back in the lead. But luckily, both of our runners did not have the gate load. That can be a very costly time loss if the game decides to load it right up in your face. And wow, we have both gone to castle cutscene at the same time. Look at them right in sync there. Really is basically neck and neck. Harm hasn't yet picked up the claymore, and he also needs to pick up the additional razor shroom in the crates. So Moist has a slight lead off of that. Now, here in Castle, we have also questions about what route our runners are going to take. There are some, you know, higher risk, higher reward strats. I'll suspect that we will be seeing the fastest route from Moist, given that that's what he's been going for, which is what we call the 3 Ancient Arrow route. And so he's got to cook his meal here. He's got to do another clip out of bounds. And some wind bombs up to Zelda's tower. I'll be curious to see what Harm goes for, if he will do 3 ancient arrow as well, or if he's going to opt for 6. Looks like he's running the way to get those additional 3 arrows and go for the 6 ancient arrow route. I was just looking up their PBs ahead of time here. Harm has a 2709, whereas Moist has a 2341. So there is a decent gap between their PBs here. But Harm has definitely held his own and is keeping this tight. Alright, so Moist has grabbed all of the weapons that he needs for these fights. He's already eaten his meal. He's got 3 minutes on the timer, which is enough. Ooh, doing the setup-less Windblight skip here. Hopefully he hit it. That 3-minute timer is enough, but it's certainly a little tight, so he needs to have these fights go cleanly, otherwise he could run out of it, and then that'll require some serious backups. Oh, and he did not hit Windblight skip. He got a good number of hits in. We'll see how much health Windblight has left. If it's a tiny sliver, ooh, I'm curious what he's going to do here. Alright, he is going to try and just kill him. This could be real dangerous. My guess is this is not something that Moist has practiced all that much, but and this is exactly the kind of drag on his attack up timer that you would be worried about. Let's see if Harm manages to get it. Good on Moist, though, for backing it up, assuming he doesn't have further issues. That probably was faster than reloading the save. Yeah, Harm's run has been really clean. Nothing major, just not going for quite as aggressive strats as Moist has been. Moist going for the fastest strats on Waterblight here, trying to avoid the cutscene in Phase 2. If you can get off all these hits here. Well done, very well done. Harm also working on Phase 2. Not going to go for the 1 cycle in it though. Looks like he's going to do the more traditional thing. Let Waterblight do 1 set of warps. And Moist is about a phase ahead of Harm, starting Phase 2 while Harm starts Phase 1. Moist gonna try and get to 1 cycle here on Fireblight. Oh, doesn't look like he's getting the hits off. So gonna lose a few seconds waiting for Fireblight to phase back in. Very well done. We'll see if Harm can get the 1 cycle. Nice spins there by Moist. And perfectly executed Phase 1. No 1 cycle for Harm either. Just a few hits off. Oh, literally 1 off. Moist looking around for his boomerang. Oh, missed some hits there, but he'll be okay. Alright, finishing off Thunderblight. 120 left on the attack up timer. Hopefully that should be enough. I think that should probably be enough. But it'll be tight for sure. Ooh, getting the side small claw. But he does well to flurry rush it there. Very well done. Gonna run and grab those bomb arrows. See how well he does on his headshots. Not quite getting the headshots. Looks like he was going about 50-50 on them. But manages to get into phase 2. Pretty fast there. Harm doing his shots. Nice parry there quickly from Moist. And at this point he's just got to maintain the stun lock on Ganon to finish him out. Alright, and looks like my worries on the attack. Ooh, uh-oh. He ran out of stamina. This is... Wow. Ganon, very nice to give him the laser again. But, now the attack up timer, definitely going to play a role. Wow, he still manages to finish it out in time. Very well done by Moist there. Not the cleanest fights, but he got through. And holding a commanding lead now. Arm getting off nice spins here. He'll be done with Ganon in just a few seconds. Very well done. Yeah, I think we are maybe on PB watch for Harm, potentially. His PB was, what, a 27:09, I think I said? Nice pre-fire there by Moist on that first phase. At this point, you know, pretty much an auto-scroller. Just got to hit these targets as fast as possible. It does matter at the highest levels, and this phase is actually why we switched to the Italian voice acting. I believe that was actually something discovered by Moist, that being an Italian makes some of this speech a little bit faster. Harm finishing off phase 2. Oh. Ooh, nice speechless there from Moist, shooting the target so fast that if you hit it frame perfectly on the frame it appears. Zelda doesn't talk, so we know that he hit that one frame perfectly. Nicely done. Alright. And the time we're looking for on Harmjan's timer for a PB would be a 28:16. It's real tight. I'm not quite sure if he's gonna get it. GG Moist. Well done. Oh, Harm taking it out on the horse. Oh, it's so close. He's gonna basically tie it. Just a few seconds off. GG's to Harm. Very well done racing. Very tight race from both of our runners. Keeping it close the whole time. GG's to you both. right, we'll see if we get our runners in here for interviews. That would be great. In the meantime, while we're looking ahead, Moist with this win is going on to face Trevor SR, who just upset Moldy Meatballs to make it into round 3 of the tournament. Where Harm will go down into the loser's bracket and will actually face the winner of my match between me and Tax Slayer. So there's a chance I could see Harm if I manage to beat Tax Slayer later this weekend. It is, I think, very cool the way we run this tournament and have it be double elimination. A loss here in the winner's bracket is not the end. We will still see more of Harm and his excellent racing, and that's super cool. We will...
All right. And it looks like neither of our runners will join us for an interview today, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah. It happens. Sometimes you're just not feeling it.
That's very fair.
So no judgment on that. But yeah. So you said Harm goes down to lower bracket then?
Yep. There's a lower bracket here. He's automatically into round 2 of the lower bracket by nature of having won in the upper bracket first. And yes, there's a possibility that I could be playing him next if I win.
Okay. Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
You are going to be facing someone who was literally 5 seconds off his PB pace in a race, no less. So
that is quite scary. He clearly doing some of the best racing and running he ever has. That time is faster than my own PB, so
oops.
I guess I've got some practice to do before I face him. Otherwise, I mean, I've got to look for my first round first. It's by no means determined, but yeah, some awesome running by Harm. Just ran into Moist, who is a formidable 2 seed there. We look forward to seeing him through the rest of the tournament.
And I'm definitely looking forward to catching more of these Breath of the Wild races, both here and just following the runners if restreams don't happen. But for now, I think that's all she wrote, right?
Yeah. Nice, short, and sweet. That is what's nice about a Breath of the Wild speedrun. And we'll be back with more of this tournament as it keeps going.
Yes, indeed. But for now, I am going to send you over to the ZSR main channel, y'all viewers, where there is currently the winner bracket finals of the OT Randomizer 12 Master Quest tournament going on.
Oh, very
In
exciting.
other words, all dungeons are Master Quest, not the normal OT dungeons. And yeah, check back later on Zelda Speedruns. It's a really busy day for us today. So there's a bunch of restreams for all kinds of games going on. Looking to see you at some of them. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Thanks to Crazy HZ for hopping in on commentary kind of last second here. And was super great.
Thank you.
We'll see you around. Bye, everyone.
See you all later.